The arrival of the Mad Titan Thanos was a long-awaited spectacle that had been building since the Avengers first assembled in 2012. His cameo appearances in the post-credit scene of Age of Ultron and the Guardians franchise only helped to set up his imminent arrival in Infinity War, and his eventual debut did not disappoint. His opening moments in Infinity War immediately told us a lot about his character, and specifically his power scaling as a whole with minimal dialogue before he ever even jumps into action for the first time. Before his first physical altercation, we already come to know that he has the power to decimate the Asgardian refugee vessel, including bringing the likes of Thor to his knees in the process, and likewise. We know that he had the power to tear his way through the Nova Corps to collect the Power Stone on Xandar. But perhaps the true show of his power is when Loki has caused a diversion in order to allow the Hulk to transform, and allowed the Hulk to challenge the might of the Mad Titan, finally showing us his strength and skill in physical combat. In just a few brief moments, Thanos is not only able to beat the Hulk, but is able to utterly pummel him without breaking a sweat or taking any significant hits after being initially caught off guard. While this widely served to establish the Mad Titan's immense power and to build an uneasy sense of dread and excitement for the movie to come, does the scene necessarily mean that Thanos is stronger than even the Incredible Hulk? Well, stick with us, watchers of the Marvel Multiverse, as we explore the popular fan theory that the Hulk actually still outmatches Thanos in terms of raw strength and pound-for-pound combat. In a recent interview, Joe Russo referred to Thanos as the Genghis Khan of the MCU, and touches on the idea that Thanos isn't actually physically stronger than the Hulk, but he is instead a far more skilled fighter and battlefield tactician. The Hulk has a reputation for being an unstoppable force of nature, consumed by immeasurable rage and a lust for destruction when provoked. But he has usually been seen fighting significantly below his weight class. Very few times in the MCU does the Hulk ever come face to face with a being who can truly match the might of the Jade Giant, with a few of the notable exceptions being the Abomination, Iron Man's Hulkbuster suit, and Thor. Aside from this, however, we have seen the Hulk outclassed by beings far weaker than himself, and possibly the most well-known example of this comes in the Hulk's first and only solo MCU outing all the way back in 2008. When he first battles Emil Blonsky in the fields of Culver University, Blonsky is an enhanced subclass of a super soldier, seeing as he has been treated with a small dose of a faulty variant of the super soldier serum. This would put Blonsky beneath the physical power of a Steve Rogers, who had a fully advanced and operational super soldier serum, the best super soldier serum that we currently know of in the MCU. But with a similar amount of combat experience, tactical know-how, and martial arts expertise for reference, though who comes out on top in each of these categories between Rogers and Blonsky is a discussion for a different day. Spoiler alert, it's Rogers. Despite these drawbacks when pertaining to the power of the Hulk, however, Blonsky was able to continually outmaneuver the Beast and continue fighting on, and this in large part is due to the Hulk's intellect. It's important to consistently remember that Hulk and Bruce Banner are two separate beings, and the Hulk is not too terribly intelligent, which gave a gifted battlefield tactician like Blonsky the ability to outwit and continually outperform the Incredible Hulk. Although outmaneuvering and being able to stay away from the Hulk is far from beating him in a straight-up fight. Where this version of Blonsky fell short, however, was in his physical capability, because despite being an enhanced super soldier, he still lacked the physical means to do any real damage at all to the Hulk, instead resorting to largely annoying and distracting the Green Goliath with everyday human artillery, despite his enhanced physical capabilities, including using grenade launchers, assault rifles, and handguns. This disadvantage paired with Blonsky's arrogance is what ultimately led to his downfall, as he simply couldn't hurt the Hulk in the slightest. But this shows that the blind marriage of raw force and pure, unbridled rage does not necessarily mean that the Hulk is automatically without weaknesses or vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities that are exploited by Thanos. The fact that he can be easily outmaneuvered paired with the fact that the Hulk has little in the way of formal training or direction gives capable opponents openings to exploit, as instead he opts to take the blunt force approach of marching through his challenges and smashing everything in his path indiscriminately without concern or finesse, being driven only by his anger in any given moment. So what would happen if a being with Blonsky's battlefield intellect also had the raw strength necessary to do actual damage to the Hulk? The answer is simple, my friends. We would see exactly what happened aboard the Statesman. Thanos is more than just a simple powerhouse of raw strength like the Hulk, and is far more collected and skillful in his maneuvers, as he has spent centuries laying waste to individual planets, encountering the varied might of the galaxy and everything that it has to offer him, while building his armada and embarking on his conquests. From here, Thanos has acquired a very particular skill set revolving around hand-to-hand combat and close quarters encounters, largely because he is not only far smarter than the Hulk, but he has a much wider experience range when combating foes that are closer in size and strength to himself. This level of precision and experience can be seen on full display in his battle with the Hulk aboard the Statesman, as he is capable of evading and blocking strikes far more effectively than the Hulk is. Despite the Hulk being slightly more physically imposing, Thanos is light on his feet, highly maneuverable, fast, and strikes with purpose, targeting openings and taking advantage of his opponent's shortcomings, all of which are marks of incredibly skillful fighters who have undergone serious training far beyond anything the Hulk has ever encountered before. Thanos uses pressure points, targeted strikes, and specific varied approaches to keep the Hulk constantly off guard, staggering, and unable to keep pace with his far more skilled opponent. Many fans, and even the Russos, have claimed that the Hulk in terms of raw strength still outclasses Thanos, and this is in part due to the fact that since the Hulk's strength is directly connected to his rage, he theoretically does not have an upper limit to the extent of his physical power and what physically he has to offer. Thanos, on the other hand, has the skill and the brains to match the Hulk. Though this is not to discount Thanos' incredible raw strength, as his level of physical power is incredibly formidable to say the least. But Thanos' mind and training is what truly made him dangerous in this encounter. If we had to venture a guess over here at the channel, we would say that immediately after Bruce Banner transforms into the Hulk in his base state, Thanos is not only a better fighter, but he's likely physically stronger than the Hulk. As we see during a moment in their encounter, Thanos does actually physically overpower the Hulk. Again though, this is very early on in the Hulk's transformation, and he doesn't have the time to get angry enough to outclass Thanos. What's clear though is that the Hulk, if he ever got angry enough, would still be physically stronger than Thanos. And if you gave the Hulk lots and lots of time to grow in anger and therefore grow in strength, he likely could eventually defeat the Mad Titan. But upon just barely transforming, Thanos' superior skill, as well as his ability to stonewall the Hulk's great power, is what allows him to take the upper hand and ultimately defeat the Green Goliath, the strongest Avenger. But anyway, my friends, what do you think of this theory? Do you think the Hulk has more raw strength than Thanos? And was it his skill that gave him the edge in this fight? Or do you truly think that Thanos is inherently stronger than the Incredible Hulk? As always, my friends, I would love to hear what you have to say about this in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button to assemble and join our team, and have a great day.